Hey guys, how we doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our look at the major markets, gold, silver, the S&P and the Nasdaq. Yeah, so we'll go over to those charts. Right, first, you can see we have got this daily 9 incoming. We are at the basically at the 786 now. We've had a bit of a sell-off today, as you can see. Broke below the 786, but are now back above it, literally on the dot, bang on, as you can see. So yeah, this is a potential support area. This will be a healthy support area. We've obviously come down and tested this once before, a bit more of a sterner test this time. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how whether we actually lose it this time. The daily 21 also is not too far below as a target, which we got relatively close to, but yeah, and obviously we, as we can see, we've got a daily 9 coming up. A daily 9 candle will be in 4 hours time. We'll be on that candle, so yeah, something we've got to watch out for here. Regarding a sell-off in the stock market. I mean, you can see what happened the last daily 9 candle, but yeah, obviously the one before that was here and it didn't really do a lot. This was obviously a double 9, the second 9. This is only our first 9, so I don't think it would be unreasonable to kind of expect potentially just some movement like we've got here, which we are sort of really getting, really, obviously a little bit prematurely. You can see the range of this candle. At one point, obviously this candle looked like that and then obviously it basically got bought back up again. So yeah, and also the candle here, this one candle after the 9, this clearly looked like this as well at one point and then got bought back up again. So yeah, just something we've got to bear in mind here. Yeah, because the rally is powerful and the stocks are powerful, so yeah, I mean, this may be confirmed as a lower high based on this high. We may be putting in sort of topping formation, but does that mean we're just gonna come all the way down in a relative straight line? Probably not. We'll probably have to play out a bit of distribution at this level if we are going to actually have a more of a serious pullback, potentially down to, well, either the 0.5 or the 382. But that's all a long way off. I mean, we're still above the 786 on this this retracement anyway, so yeah, obviously not too much we can read it until we actually start making some more serious moves. Let's have a look at the 12 hour for any TDs we've got coming. Let's see, come on. Hurry up. Yeah, we had a nice 12-hour 9. So we had a nice 12-hour 9, as you can see here. Had some weakness off that 12-hour 9. Obviously we came back, tested the same level, and then had a bit more weakness. So yeah, you can see we have got. I mean, the 786 is a pretty important horizontal, as you can see. We had a little battle with it over here. We had a potential little battle and retest of it over here, and yeah, sort of pushing, testing it again. So that's kind of what we've got going on now. If we want to have a look at the 4 hour, nothing really to read in TD wise on the 4 hour. We can just see more our interplay with the 786. Right, so Nasdaq, obviously Nasdaq, the darling bourse, the indices of just basically pure strength. Yeah, so you can see we're on a 7 candle here, so potentially we're going to see another couple of days before we I mean, we could just see sideways and come down to the bottom of this trend line. We'll just extend this a bit. We don't necessarily have to come straight down and test it. I mean, stock markets can come straight down or they can trade sideways. They don't often just trade gradually slowly down, like they will trade gradually slowly up. They tend to come down pretty fast or trade sideways, so that's something to bear in mind when it comes to well, just how markets move up and down, basically. Yeah, nothing really other than that daily 9 incoming in a couple of days. The 12 hour didn't really have much, and obviously we had this 4 hour 9, which did pull us down a little, did break us down a little bit, but we're now clearly, well, we were clearly above that. We're now basically roughly at the high of that candle, so yeah, I mean, it is potentially strong here. We've tested this level again, bought back up again, and yeah, we are basically well, obviously depending exactly how you drew this trend line, we are basically back above this trend line. So if we start to turn this trend line into support, we just end up with an even more aggressive base, really, a more aggressive move up, which is not anything that is out of the ordinary in such a strong asset. So here we go with the not so strong I mean, just the difference between this and the Nasdaq is incredible. But this is obviously a lot of stocks, a broad range of, especially financials. It's heavily weighted in financials as well. Obviously, the Nasdaq is basically like 5 stocks, basically, isn't it, or less than that? That compose most of it. But yeah, so this is a more of a broad reflection of obviously economic reality for basically smaller businesses. But we all know we have inequality of basically in businesses as well. We have wealth inequality with businesses. Bigger, richer businesses obviously do better out of these environments, and yeah, I mean, this is full of the not so bigger, richer, not so big, not so rich companies. So, but yeah, this is looking weak. This is looking weak, but we are at a level where we would be looking for a basically a bounce roughly around here. I mean, we've obviously bounced. We're quite far away from it now because of the bounce we've had, but yeah, it's yeah, I mean, this has got. Let's have a look at the daily moving averages posture. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting caught between these moving averages. Really, we've got to regain the 21, and then, well, I say regain the 200. We only popped above it once, but I mean, it is relatively constructive. It's not looking like it's about to roll over. It's a case of which way is it going to break out. I'd want to wait for this daily candle to close, and then we can potentially draw a trend line underneath here, and we'll look for a break of that or getting support at that, and maybe we're just gonna, in a weaker fashion, trade our way up using that new trend line that we'll have drawn in, basically coming across here. I will draw it in now for the time being, because we can do what we want, can't we? There we go, we'll draw it in now. So there it is. I mean, we'll see how we get supported. I mean, basically, today we've got 3 hours. Maybe today we'll close down. Maybe we'll close up. I don't know. But yeah, we'll just leave it there for the time being and have a look at it. Have a look at it again tomorrow. But yeah, maybe we are gonna get squeezed between this trend line, and the incoming 200 daily, and then pop above it, and then have a bit of a weaker rally than what the Nasdaq's having. But ultimately, this can't really keep going, can't go down whilst the Nasdaq's going up. It can either trade sideways or have an anemic rally. But yeah, it's not necessarily gonna trade down. It's not necessarily gonna trade down as much. So gold, how is gold doing? So on the daily, well, we may struggle to get to the 9 now. Now we've had this sell-off, but I mean, if we have a reversal, we could get to the 9. So yeah, interesting move here. I mean, I am looking at mid-30s for a good level for this to top out on this 9 candle. So we could very realistically get that. Another couple of days of sideways to up, we could basically tap out around this mid-930s. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I need to put a trade on. Yeah, anyway, so it's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that gold. A couple of days to see that daily 9. We obviously had not the 12-hour, but we had a 4-hour 9. The 4-hour 9 is just here, so you can see there's a 4-hour 9. Sort of got a front round, but you had plenty of opportunity to sell. Your stop would just be above obviously that high, and then you had a very nice move down. So that was a very nice trade. USO, is it starting to make a move? Probably not, because gold oil was weaker today. So USO getting rejected this horizontal again. It's got a, what has it got going? It's going to say, yeah, I've got a daily 21 that is potentially going to guide us and push us up through this horizontal and pop us to the upside. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. So yeah, keep an eye out for the breakout of this. Basically closing below the 21, I guess we'll just see this horizontal and this lower horizontal and see if we basically can break that. But I'm very much of the mind that we won't be able to move downside due to just due to inflation. US oil, the actual oil. Oh god, this annoys me. This does. Wait, let's go. We're on the daily, aren't we? Let's go and look at the 4-hour. we won't have this sort of hassle on the 4-hour. So we've got a trend line drawn in. This looks like a pretty, yeah, we've got a trend line. Yeah, we're losing this, and we've lost that trend line too. So no wonder we're getting that. We had quite a savage move down. Although I say savage, this is a 4-hour time frame. So just take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, we have got what we can just, if we squint, we can see we've got a horizontal here. Of basically relative importance. So yeah, obviously look like we've got a front around that. I am bullish over this asset, so I need to not let that dissuade, like bias my decisions, my outlook on this. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if we do basically retrieve this trend line, then yeah, I mean, I think we will see a good move up. Even if we just play around with this horizontal, as long as it's supported above it, I think we'll eventually see a move up. I think this is it's looking bullish. It's a healthy correction. We know markets like to go down the elevator shaft. Silver missing my trades here, guys. I just knew this was going to happen. I literally do like sometimes trade like once or twice every 2 days, and I'm missing it now. Oh. Duh. Anyway, it's only part of a trade. It's not. It's like I'm in a trade already. Yeah, it's only part of one. Anyway, ignore it. I'm still in the trade. I just took some off and wanted to put it back on again, and I've missed like my put on again levels, and now it's going back up again. Anyway, way too much information there for you. But as we can see, taking out this horizontal, we will draw this horizontal. Oh, we got it. It's just not as thick as this one, so this is not as pronounced. Wait, let me just click on this. Yeah, there we go. We have the horizontal. This one here, looking like we're coming back for a retest of it. Maybe that got front ran, because don't forget, everyone wants these metals at the moment. So yeah, maybe this got front ran slightly. Maybe we'll come down and tap this horizontal, but overall I'm expecting big things from silver. It's broken up pretty aggressively. I mean, we always talk about the back tests on this channel. Quite clearly we can get back test to this horizontal, and then get some nice movement up. Let's have a look at it on the daily. Yeah, daily coming up on a daily 9 tomorrow. We'll be on a daily 9 candle in 4 hours. So yeah, maybe we're seeing a bit of weakness off that. I mean, I do expect that will give us a back test of this level, so we probably might get some get some good entries for silver here. Gold silver ratio coming down, came down and then obviously back up again, but I think it will take out this level. God, this is more move. This is because I'm on this. A lot of that, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, so we are yeah, looking weak here, looking like we are just testing that, but we are eventually ultimately going to make our way below there. Copper does not care about this sell-off in the stock market. I don't know if you guys have heard the expression Dr. Copper and Dr. Kospi, the South Korean index, South Korean bourse. That's the word du jour, bourse. They're called bourses. But anyway, so yeah, this is basically here our target that we drew. There's the line, and like, I mean, this was on here from before. I've not adjusted this, and is that not basically to the dot? So there we go. But yeah, so this is basically bullish, and I keep saying this is now a buy, and it's now going up. Even in the face of a weak stock market, it is going up, which is basically indicative of the reason why I think this will go up anyway, is because we are in a stagflationary environment, so that is not necessarily great for stocks but good for commodities. So it is fine that the copper is going up even whilst we get weakness in the stock market. So yeah, just something to bear in mind there. TD wise, are we looking for sells in this? I mean, this obviously wasn't a level, clearly, just based on where I pointed it, but anyway, but let's have a look at some TD sell levels. Maybe we've got something on the 4 hour. Internet wanting to be a bit slow. I was actually operating my internet through wireless connections, which was very annoying, but I've now got wired connections, so it should be a lot better, and it has been a lot better, but obviously playing up a little bit now. But yeah, we've got this sort of yeah, just to move up really, just looks like a bit of a retrace. Where's the daily 200? Yeah, aggressive. It's an aggressive move as I expected in this asset. Aggressive move upwards, very, very bullish. Wheat, look at this, guys. This is why we're buying wheat. My wheat options are obviously looking a little bit better at the moment. I say a little bit better, they're looking a lot better. I wouldn't say that better is the wrong word. They're basically looking good. They're looking good. I was literally buying from basically down here, and I stopped buying because I basically had my position. And also soybeans, which we'll have a look at soybeans. Can we look at soybeans after? Yeah, we'll look at soybeans after. So yeah, this is another asset which is so heavily depressed, yet is, I believe, fundamentally is such a buy that yeah, I think it's just gonna pop. It's gonna pop, and this doesn't really constitute a pop. But anyway, we had the horizontal. Yeah, again, I had the target. there's the target, and there is our reach of the target, pretty much in line with that horizontal basically. So yeah, great trade. But I mean, this is just a small part of it. I would like to see this downtrend reverse and start to formulate an uptrend, because obviously I plan to hold these options to like 10x later on this year. But yeah, soybeans, what are they doing? Because we also have got our grubby little mitts in these as well. So yeah, you can see we had this nice trend line. Yeah, this 4 hour 9. Obviously you guys do know 4 hour 9s are my favorite. Yeah, look, so we had this nice trend line drawn. I meant to actually put this as a trade. We had this trend line drawn, and yeah, obviously we bounced off that trend line. Great trade basically. Great trade, and obviously I'm long these, and I was buying these all the way down here. So excellent trade. Yeah, well, I say excellent trade. I mean, like I said, I'm holding this. To be honest, my strikes I think are only about $15 strikes. So to reach them this quickly, because this is a big move from where I was buying, basically $13 to $15. I will just show you as with a price range tool. Yeah, that's like that'll be a 10% move. Obviously we're talking commodities, we're talking like we're not talking altcoins here, Bitcoin or anything. But yeah, so yeah, another thing, Roku probably getting bought by someone, maybe Amazon. Inverted head and shoulders, broken above, as strong as you like, even with a weak stock market today, absolutely flying. I mean, it had nowhere to go. It broken out of this horizontal. Nothing was going to stop this, not even a weak stock market. This was just a buy, and just look at it pop. Obviously we've got a bit of a horizontal here, but we have got a measured move, which we will draw very quickly, very briefly. Oh, do you know what? Why do I do that? Right, so when I turn it, so I move it, fine, that's great. But then when I try to turn it, obviously, just to change the arrow the other way, I can then start to mess about with the thing. So yeah, that's roughly our target up here. So that's what we're looking for. We've got another line drawn up here. We'll just delete that because this is just a measured move off the inverted head and shoulders. So that's our target. We're halfway there, guys, in like one day, in a week with stock market. So I don't think you can tell me we're not getting there, and I think we'll tap this horizontal. So yeah, let's have a look at McDonald's, an absolute junk share, I mean, the problem with McDonald's, I mean, I hate talking fundamentals. But I just have a head full of fundamentals from research that I read, and just basically just fundamental plays. But yeah, McDonald's is basically a massive real estate exposure. People are paying the rents. It's basically it's got massive commercial real estate exposure. It basically owns the McDonald's. This corporation owns like the freehold, owns like a lot of their basically their sites, and then they get their rent. The franchisees then pay rent, and for that site. And obviously, if people are open and not paying the rents, then that's a massive bad. It's not good. It's not good for a company that relies on that a lot. So yeah, looking like we are printing a head and shoulders here as well. So where would it come in? How would we draw it exactly? Difficult really to see exactly how we'll draw it. Maybe we'll draw it like that. I mean, I say this is a head and shoulders. Also, I'm clearly drawing an ascending triangle also. So, but it's not to worry. We only trade confirmations here. Oh, we only trade confirmations here. Only trade confirmations, and yeah, we'll either basically drop out of this trend line, or we will break out the top. So, in all fairness, what would be my bias? It would be to the upside, because I do have to have an upward bias with stocks. But then I have a downward bias on commercial real estate. I think that's the next black swan to hit, but. I mean, the problem is, right, commercial real estate is a big black swan to hit, but it's a purely financial black swan, whereas we've had like the actual economy shutting down and businesses shutting down and all that jazz, and that is obviously a proper black swan that can't just print it away as easily, whereas commercial real estate problems can be printed away easily. So we've had a bigger problem that we can't really print away, and we're doing okay. So what can I read into a commercial real estate bust? Financial wise, they'll just print their way out, and that is as simple as that. It is simple as that. We will have a stock market rally, and we will sacrifice the dollar to do so. But yeah, dollar's overvalued anyway, due to its world reserve status, so it's probably about 30 to 40% overvalued. So it has a 30-40% move down, but when it gets to fair value, it's, well, why do we need it? Why is it the world reserve currency at that point? So anyway, so Uber, yeah, I mean, looking bullish. We basically broke above here, back tested, broke above. Well, sort of back tested in a fashion, basically broke below, back tested, broke down, back up again. Yeah, we're just trading these horizontals really. Like in Bitcoin, we have our horizontals. Basically, I'd expect to move up to this one now if we're not going to get rejected here. Probably just use the low of this candle as a stop, and I'd expect to move up in here. Let's have a look. One more. EasyJet. EasyJet is yeah, look at that. This I think we spoke about this. This is basically the strong support at 0. So yeah, the strong support down, strong support about here. So bear that in mind. Get your orders in. Get your orders in for 0. But yeah, so yeah, this is breaking down now. This looks like it's going to come and hit this. So airlines laying off people, and I'm sure they've been getting the furlough money and stuff, and that's not going to go down too well when they start laying all the people off anyway. One more, TDOC. Look at it. I got out of this because I got out of healthcare, but as a pure technical trade, I shouldn't have got out of this and should have kept trading it. And but there's a difference between my technical momentum trades and what I just have in my actual proper like ISO stock portfolio. But yeah, so there we go. Very strong. I mean, I don't really want to be looking for sells, but there will be some nice sells in this coming up. We did get that nice 12-hour 9, nice my line of the 4. Yeah, so really, realistically, I would be looking at a sell in this asset below this level, if we ever close a 4-hour below that. But that's what I'm looking at, and I'm looking at a move down to this horizontal. So nice trade idea there for TDOC. And then I'd be expecting a bounce up there, and then extension. If we break that, there's our next level to catch us. Yeah, next level, and then yeah, potentially down here too. But I don't, at the risk of drawing too many lines, I'm not gonna draw any more lines. So right, so thanks guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will catch you guys on the next one.